With every passing moment, thoughts of you run through my head. Every time that I'm near you, I realize that you're heaven sent. I think you're truly something special.
Hey, my name's Fatima. This is my third year playing professionally. Playing with this, I don't know what to call it.
And playing with them all. Alright.
I'm playing with this person out here over in Athens, Greece. We're playing for Milicia this season, for the remainder of the season. I'll let her introduce herself.
Y'all know who I am. I'm Marianne. Alright, for real. I'm Marianne Johnson, you guys know. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, like I said on Instagram, we've been playing overseas. This is my second year, this is our third year, so we have some experience. I posted on Instagram, a few questions that you guys may have wanted to ask regarding how to get overseas, the type of lifestyle that may happen and transpire when you are overseas. So I'll just we'll go down the list of some of the questions that we have, and we will try to answer them with much
Information that we have possible through some of our experience that we've had so far while being overseas and trying to get overseas.
Hey, thank you. Okay, so question one. You're dumb.
No, I'm not, whatever.
All right, so question one. What is it like playing overseas, and can anyone play overseas? You can go answer that.
What's it like? For me personally, it's a dream come true. Like, growing up, obviously, we've had some movies to kind of look up to growing up. I mean, I remember watching Love and Basketball and just loving Monica's journey and wanting to be able to do that for myself. Like, I thought that was something I admire so much. So just being able to do that now, it's a dream come true. I know my journey is different from everybody else's, but just being able to play here, being able to experience the different cultures, getting an understanding of what basketball is like and the culture is like in every other country. It's been amazing so far, so it's truly a blessing to be out here.
Okay, my turn. So personally speaking, to piggyback off of what she said, it's definitely a dream come true. Even when, I said it kind of in my intro video, ever since I was young, I've always kind of had this dream to continue playing basketball and to kind of figure out how far Orange Rock could take me. And so it's an amazing feeling, and it's very humbling because, you know the quote where if you put the hard work in, the universe will give back. And so it's definitely overwhelming, and it's just an amazing overall experience.
To go off the can anyone play overseas?
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask that.
All right, go ahead.
So the second part of the question, can anyone play overseas? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Honestly, if you believe in yourself and you have this dream of playing overseas, it is possible, obviously. For those that have a resume and that have game film, it will be a little bit easier. But for those that don't have any of that stuff and they want to, pursue this, it really depends on how much you're willing to invest in yourself, because however much you invest in yourself is what others will invest in you. So what I mean by that, networking with the right people, going to the right events, those are some really important things to have as far as, trying to pursue this overseas basketball career. So we'll get into a bit more of that after some of these other questions.
Yeah, at the end of the video, she will at the end of the video, she'll talk more about it. Okay. Question two. How do you cope with homesickness? Okay, so I'll start. Thank you. Okay. Anyways,
Jesus.
To be honest, my first season last year when I was gone for 6 months, it hit me like maybe for maybe like 3 days or 4 days. Like you start to really miss home, and you get that culture shock of the different foods. Everything is just different. The communication barrier. You know, also when you want to talk to your family or friends back at home, you're on such a different time zone that it's hard. So you either have to stay up super late to speak with your family or friends, or they would have to wake up super early to speak with you. And so it's it's definitely tough and challenging. But being homesick, it didn't faze me as much this second go round, only because it could be just because I know that I'm only here for the second half, which is 3 months. And so it's not too challenging for me, but it can become very overwhelming, and it's just a battle with your mind. You have to be able to have a strong mentality, you know, going into practice, having the games. We all have bad games sometimes, we all have bad practice sometimes, and not being able to communicate with your family about it or your friends about it gets really, really tough. And so it just becomes a mind battle for sure. What about you? Nothing? Okay, next. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
No, some things to cope with, you know, being homesick. Obviously, everyone's different. Some people don't mind being away from home. Some people, you know, they need to be able to interact with their loved ones back home. But I think, for me personally, I think some things that help me cope is, you know, if you're around other imports that, you know, you vibe well with. Like, she's annoying as ever. She's hell of annoying. I'm not gonna lie, she's hell of annoying, but I love the fact that she's here because it makes it easy to talk to. Like, this is kind of like my little big sister a little bit.
She's my little sister.
Stop. This is like my little big sister a little bit, but it's great. Like, it's a familiar face. I know being overseas, sometimes not everyone is gonna understand your lingo, or you're not gonna be able to communicate how you're feeling. So if you have that person overseas that you're able to, you know, do that stuff with, it definitely takes away some of that homesickness that you may be feeling. And I think lastly, just if you love what you're doing and you're falling in love with the process, like, being homesick, it doesn't really faze you that much because you're just like, okay, I'm here, I'm living out my dream, you know, who knows how much longer I have to do this, but I'm gonna enjoy it, I'm gonna fall in love with it while I'm here, so that, you know, once it's time to, you know, hang the shoes up or, you know, transition into another part of the basketball realm, like coaching or training once you're done playing, like, you were able to say, I got to experience this overseas life to like the fullest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you done?
I'm done, that's my answer. Your answer was longer than mine.
Question 3. Any advice for a player trying to get an overseas deal? We kind of talked about this in the first question regarding film. So if you played in college, JC, any universities, D1, whatever, make sure you have some film, and like kind of a resume. So agents like to know the things that you accomplished. So don't put anything bad out there. Obviously, you want to have all your accolades and your film to back up what you have accomplished. But Fatima works for a showcase tournament that exposes a lot of agents to tremendous athletes who don't have film or some sort of resume, and so the Eurobasket kind of builds that resume for you. It has live game, you'll get your film, they create your resume for you, they let you know how many points you score, and they will be able to send that to agents. But Fatima can answer more of that.
Yeah, that tournament is the Cup of Champions. So if we're in France, Jermaine Barnes is actually the one who created that whole thing. He does a lot for the women's game as far as, you know, giving opportunities, because it's really hard for girls to figure out the right routes to go when getting overseas, but he's providing this platform, which is amazing. Like she said, this is a FIBA certified event. It's in France, which is a top tier country, as well as the agents being there. There are coaches, so if you just want to cut out the middleman and work directly with the coaches, I mean, that's even better. But you're being put on this huge platform. Games are nationally televised. Games are also put on YouTube. So it's not only, you know, being exposed to people in France, being exposed to everywhere, Australia, Asia, you know, Europe. So it just it gives you that more of an opportunity to, you know, get your foot in the door. Yeah, these ladies that are at this tournament, they're very talented. So if you're able to compete against them, you kind of get, you know, a taste of what it's like to compete overseas. There are some real dogs in this tournament, so you gotta, you know.
You gotta bring it.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you're on your A game. But
And it's a great opportunity.
sometimes things might not go right, but you're able to take certain aspects away from it, and then, you know, say, okay, I want to work on this part of my game so that I can be better.
Right.
But also outside of the coaches and the agents, there are other players there. So if you network with those players, everybody's connected in the basketball community, which is amazing. So I mean, connect with them, see what opportunities can, you know, come out of it, you know, towards the end. Yeah. I think I said N. I meant to say N.
4. Can your agent get me on a team with no film/dated film?
You need some film. So
They need to know what to work with. Like, they need to know how many, like, what they need to know what you can do on the floor. If you just say, hey, I'm looking to play overseas, any coach, any agent is gonna ask you, okay, do you have a resume? If you don't have a resume, you have to have film. If you don't have a film, you have to have a resume.
Yeah.
But 10 times out of 10, they wanna have game film.
Yeah.
Because it's different from just words on a paper, you know, and so they want to see if you really can,
Do what you say you can provide to a team. Like, you gotta come correct. Obviously,
Right.
like, it's just like any other job. If you go into, I'll use McDonald's for example. You go into McDonald's, you don't know how to flip burgers, you don't know how to take orders, they're not gonna, you know, they're not gonna employ you. So you gotta be able to, you know, have something that shows, okay, I have experience in this field. I feel like I would be an asset to your team. I have something to bring to your team.
Right.
When's bedtime? So I don't have to hear this anymore.
Question 5. Dang, it's hard for me to read my own handwriting. What is the best advice
You didn't read out loud in class, did you?
What is the best advice you could give a player who was trying to play that has no help? Go ahead.
Huh. Well, honestly, that was kind of like me starting out. Like I went to like combines. I messaged people day in and day out. I had like low-key anxiety over the summer because I'm like sending out emails, seeing if somebody would take a chance on me.
Just like that.
Yeah. But it really all depends on, you know, just meeting the right people when you have the opportunity, really just going out there and showing what you have. And then from there, just being consistent.
Do you have something else to say?
I'm done. Go ahead. You got the floor.
Okay. So okay. So yes, it's very overwhelming, and you definitely have to be persistent in terms of reaching out to people who have played overseas already, people who have been engaged with agents already. There was a few girls that I played with in the Big Sky that I had to message regarding how they got their opportunity to play overseas, and she was able to. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Continue.
She was able to. She was able to direct me in the right pathway and show me a lot of the different agents that I was able to reach out to. And you'd be surprised at how many agents would get back to you.
Some are scams, but
Right.
you gotta
be careful of that.
You gotta make sure you ask if they have mutual friends.
Yeah.
Ask those people if they've worked with them.
Okay, so if you do get into contact with an agent, do not sign with them until they have a contract. Like, you have a contract in front of you and you can sign it. Then you sign with that agent. Okay. What's the best way possible to get a look for an overseas opportunity?
I think these are just yeah, just honestly, try and connect with the right people. Make sure, you know,
Network.
Definitely. Go to events that are FIBA certified. It's a lot better to go to events that are overseas because, I mean, after the tournament's done, you can contact teams, say that, hey, I'm in the country for this amount of days. I'd love to be able to, you know, come in and work out. Go show what you have, and maybe something positive will come out of it, hopefully. whenever you do get that opportunity to play overseas, just go out there, be as professional as possible. Obviously, you're there to do a job. Yes, there are a bunch of things out there for you to do that are fun, but you got to handle business first, and then you can,
Enjoy your
explore,
time, yes.
meet new people, make new connections, and just, keep moving forward and hoping for the next opportunity to be better than the situation that you're in.
And so you come out here for one thing, and that's to do your job, and it's recruiting. And so they're recruiting players who will help their program, excel in a positive direction. And so it's not an easy transition. You deal with a lot of different up and down emotions. First you want to get a call. Second, you're worried about your homesickness, being away from family. And it's a mentality thing. You have to be at home working your butt off. It's not just this easy, I'm relaxing, I'm gonna just sit on the couch, I'm not gonna do anything, I'm just wait until an agent calls me. It's not like that. You have to get in the gym, you have to put in the work. And like I said earlier, what you put into the universe, you will get back. And if you sit down and you're just lazy about anything, you don't really want to train, I'll train tomorrow, you're just letting somebody else get one step ahead of you.
Yeah.
Someone who is working out and putting in that work, and so it comes from experience. I learned the hard way, and so you definitely have to be persistent in the gym. You have to be persistent contacting coaches. You have to be persistent contacting fellow teammates, athletes, people with experience, coaches who may have an opportunity to talk to somebody for you. And so it's all relatively help me, thank you. It's all connected, and so just don't sell yourself short, and so you don't want to come out here and get a job and then get exposed. You don't want to do that, because how quick will a coach send you back home?
Boy.
They will send you home in a heartbeat. If you're not doing what they signed you to do, they will trade you. It's a business, and so it's not just, I want to go overseas. I want to be able to visit different countries. I want to be able to explore. It's not like that. Like, yes, you'll be able to get that opportunity, but
You gotta handle business.
You gotta handle stuff first. And so, that was the TED Talk. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. No, for real though. It's all a business and it's all connected. So, just handle that. Your turn. You have anything else to say?
Yeah, no, that's it.
Okay.
Until next time, folks.
Until next time, you feel me? Catch it. Go turn it off. Go turn it off now. Turn it off.
What if we
Look, and like an overall question, and so not question. I didn't I'm gonna edit that.
Hello? Look it. Say hi.
What's up?
Okay.
It's okay. It's alright.
She's gonna be making up words and she got out here. Oh my god. You lost what you were gonna say, huh? It's okay, because that's what you got this week.
Yeah, it's a lot of repeated questions. Not that you guys knew though. Sorry. Shut up. To correct you, I actually loved reading in class, you guys. Okay, I was always the person who raised their hand. Marianne,
Today, Junior.
oh, shut up. Okay, okay. Good comfy.
And you let them know that, then they find you more of an asset to bring you on because you can help them.
We back onto my YouTube channel, okay? This is Fatima, she on my team, and we finna answer the questions that y'all want me to see.
Alright, that's it.
Fatima, introduce yourself.
Is this the real tape? You can't. I'm trying not to. Hey, my name's Fatima. This is